Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. So today is a great day. I hope that you are all doing well in this pandemic situation and is healthy and staying at home. So I'm going to make the introduction very short and simple because I don't want to drag the time for too long, as the video is supposed to be within 5 minutes. So first of all, my name is Nur Fakira Adriana, and today I will be sharing with you guys some tips on how to improve your English better. Perhaps in general, I don't really have a main particular context to share with you guys. It's up to you guys to decide what kind of context I was sharing. Before we start the video, a short disclaimer for you guys. I don't really that professional in this kind of context. I'm still learning English as well as you guys do. So pardon me if I make some mistakes throughout these videos, okay? The first one is learning English through movies. So now, film is not specifically were made for English learners. It was made for English native speakers, but that means that the terms or phrases they use in the conversation could be here in real life. So that means we could actually use it to make conversation with others, you know? When watching English movies, in terms of vocabulary, you will hear many new words or phrases being used in a conversation, especially idioms or familiar expressions. So I would suggest keeping a notebook with you and writing down new words or phrases that you hear or you would like to remember or you don't understand. You can look up the meaning later or ask your English teacher when you have time to do that.
But you are not married, aren't you?
Well, that's because I'm rich.
The next one, how the movies helps in improving speaking skills, is movies helps you to link words more precisely together, and you could learn how to put intonation in certain words and sentences in terms of pronunciation, you know. English is not our native language. Bahasa Melayu is. So we tend to mispronounce words in English. But with watching movies, you could actually learn to correct your pronunciation in most common word that we use in real life. For example, this word. People often pronounce it as schedules, but it's actually pronounced as schedules. Okay, it's not our fault that it's not our native languages, but yeah, movies does help in improving your language. So the next one is kind of boring, but as what people said, that to improve your grammar, there is no other better teacher than a book. Now I know it's kind of difficult for you to do so, but if you want to become more fluent in English, you need to keep pushing yourself so you could be better at communication. Any book works because we are ourselves an intermediate English speaker, so a simple novel is okay. When you read a novel in English, you're actually interacting with the language, because each novel or each books that you read actually have several deep layers of meanings and could be understood in different ways depending on people, which is why it really helps in terms of improving your writing skills in essays, because you are exposed to new type of writing styles being used by the author and actually imitate it to be used in your examinations. The third tips is that you could learn English in certain games, okay? So how does video games helps us to improve our English? Okay, research studies have concluded that video games enhance traditional learning method and makes mastering a new language like English fun and exciting. But wait, without the firm foundation in grammar or vocabulary being provided by the conventional learning programs, you will not be able to learn English with the game's load. But if it is, you could learn faster and retain more than the traditional learning methods.
Let's see. Video games helps improve linguistic skills and cognitive development. When combined with a solid foundation in vocabulary and grammar, video games helps students improve reading, comprehension, and even speaking skills. The results are even more pronounced in struggling students. According to a recent national survey, more than 78% of teachers noted that learning games, even video games, were effective in helping struggling students compensate for learning gaps in their traditional studies.
Now, I don't really recommend this method to you guys, but because I don't really use it that often, but video game actually helps me in certain way in actually understanding and expressive feelings or metaphorical expressions in terms of writing style, because for example in Layers of Fears there's a lot of letters needs to be read by the main protagonist in the video game, and it's hard to understand sometimes because they tend to use some unfamiliar word, but I search it up and kind of widen my knowledge in terms of grammar and vocabulary, so I think it's kind of useful in some way. I think it's safe to say that the last tips that I could share with you guys is learning English through mistakes. Yes, through mistakes. Throughout the year, I kind of make a lot of progression in terms of my speaking skills because I tend to make a lot of mistakes when speaking with people in terms of pronunciation and grammatical errors. It's normal to make mistake as you learn something from that. But you should learn something from the wrong things that you tend to make in your conversation or communication. I think that we have come to the end of the video, and I hope that you learned something from the video and enjoy watching it, because I don't know if this could potentially brings you any things, but yeah. I hope to see you guys after the MCO if there is any chance of us meeting. So yeah, bye, have a nice day.